All right, hey guys, I got chosen to be
Sucker, one might say.
at the very last minute. I'm doing the intro. Welcome.
You're doing great.
Thanks, guys. Demolition feedback over.
And now for a quick 10-minute break. That's all you need to know, Sarah. That's the tag for everyone.
That's all you have to say. Well, welcome. We are playing Ironsworn, we think.
Last time I checked.
We still haven't decided.
We're figuring things out. Roll20 updated our character sheet, so we needed a little time to kind of click through and see if everything was where we thought it was. So if we're a little slow today, that's part of the reason why. But yeah, so we are gonna just jump in with our 4 travelers who just got corrupted due to a failed ritual. Why did we get corrupted, guys?
The artifact, I think, channeled light through it or something, right?
I think Sean, this was Sean's idea.
It was all my design.
It was all Sean's idea.
I don't remember what you rolled, but you failed something, and
I failed miserably, and so we all got corrupted.
Pretty cool.
My character Haleth now has a kind of two-toned demonic voice. Abby, what is your character? What happened to your character?
I have a blood red shadow that's like glitchy and does not do what I do, which is concerning.
Yeah. Logan, what happened to you?
My tattoos are like where I put the blood mask on my face, just like seared into my skin.
Oh jeez. Wow. That's rough.
Was it painful or was it just normal?
Oh, it's just normal. It just went from like makeup to like tattoo.
Got it. It was just like sunken like pigment into your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean?
Fantastic. My recently acquired burn healed, but in a twisted and corrupted way, and you can see sort of like red veins traveling through it and up my arm.
He's becoming a mushroom.
I'm becoming a red mushroom. My worst nightmare.
Mushroom spores were implanted into your body and you didn't know about it.
Oh no.
We'll save that idea for later. Cool. So yeah, I feel like now we just have to decide what to do with the artifact, which we named the Moon Catcher. Moon Catcher.
Yeah.
Which is sacred to the Varu. We promised to retrieve it. We have, but it's corrupted, so we have to cleanse it and, somehow get back to the original Varu settlement.
Did the contract we signed with them?
We did not have a contract.
Say that
That's a different game.
We're not litigious in this one.
We did, in fact, vow that we would cleanse the artifact.
Okay.
We got suckered into that one. So, we are stuck with said artifact. Malia is somewhere behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to both escape her and move forward to the Varu. I think last we left off, we were in a tower resting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we just made camp.
Side note, I have just acquired a cave lion. It's very exciting.
What is her name?
Nava.
Nice.
Do we need to roll on the Oracle to figure out how to cleanse this?
I think yes.
Or does anyone have ideas?
I think the Oracle is a good place to start.
Let's see. A major plot twist? An action?
Yeah.
Maybe action.
Maybe action.
Or monstrosity primary form.
Take. Inspect. Suppress.
Ooh, suppress is good.
Suppress. And then maybe like a location.
Grove.
Marsh.
Marshy Grove.
Marshy Grove.
Does
In...
Grove count as a timey-wimey forest?
Ooh, a haunted marshy grove.
This hasn't cleared anything up.
Obviously, we have to go to the haunted marshy grove.
We have to take the Mooncatcher
Yep.
Yes.
to the haunted marshy grove and then inspect things and figure out how to suppress the corruption in it.
A spooky
Or does it mean
marshmallow grove.
suppress the marsh and like drain it and turn it into arable land?
Yeah.
Or suppress the marsh. One of those two. Someone will be suppressed.
So maybe Tana comes up to us like after we've rested and she has the artifact because she's safeguarding it. And maybe she approaches us and she's like tells us that she communed with the Moon Mother over the night and that like she knows where we have to go now. Where marshes are like more south, right?
I think the really marshy area
It was
is
all the
south.
way on the other side of the country.
East, all the way in the very
It's where we
bottom.
started.
Oh yeah, we did
Very-
start in a marsh too. So maybe somewhere like I don't know, I'm just gonna like
But there could be marshes anywhere, really.
Would you imagine it's right there?
So close. Just a day's journey to the south. Could be more coastal, like it could be
Oh yeah, I like
Back
maybe
on
it's
the
like
close
back
coast.
here maybe.
yeah. So we just need to do a short journey.
Yep.
Why
Does
do
this
we
mean we
think
get
it's
boats?
haunted? Or
Maybe.
Do we
it was
actually know?
where the Varu, like, maybe a lot of Varu died there at one point, so it's like haunted with the Varu spirits.
Mm.
And then, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe that was where the Mooncatcher was made, was like after that battle. It was like,
Mhm.
okay, well, the Mooncatcher is going to protect us from ever having to do that again. Whatever it was that they
Yeah.
did.
I like
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah, so it's haunted by the spirits of the fallen Varu. Okay. This sounds like a journey.
Okay.
Okay, so I will make us a so there's a party sheet for all of you, and we can edit this together. So I'll add a progress tracker.
Add progress. Travel to the haunted grove.
Do we want it? Just dangerous feels good.
Probably just dangerous.
Okay. And then that will be that. So I think Sarah had suggested doing travel like delving, like we can go through and each describe the different areas, and then whoever wants to can take the lead on moving through, and then like just swap off DMing basically. So does anybody want to start? Otherwise,
I can start. If it was my idea, I can
Okay,
start.
yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, I feel like we're in this tower. Tana has told us, like, we need to go to this place. And maybe, like, from the tower, you can see over the hills. And you can't actually, like, see where we need to go, but you kind of just, like, see enough of a sight line that you're like, we have to, cross these foothills and go into these ravines. And so we go down the tower, start walking, and, the landscape changes from, I'm thinking, like, basically rolling foothills into more stony land. And we start entering into, like, more narrow, kind of craggy ravines that are leading to the coast.
Cool. I can take the lead on this first one. Let's see. where are things? Undertake a journey.
Character sheet. Damn these new character sheets.
I think Solana, like, we start headed into like these kind of craggy areas, and maybe we're in a valley of some sort. And we have these different like rocky formations, and I think as we're going through, maybe there's bugs bothering us. And I just like swat them away. I'm like, at least they're normal sized.
Famous last words.
Then we run into bugs of unusual size.
Strong hit.
Strong hit.
So on a strong hit, we reach a waypoint and then mark progress.
Cool.
So, oops, that was wrong. For the Haunted Grove, it's dangerous, so we get 2 progress.
2. Yep.
And what is the waypoint that we find? I guess I can go next, and I can just start off with the waypoint.
Sure.
Maybe, so these crags like are kind of leading us closer and closer to the coast, and it's like, maybe this side of the coast would be the one that's hit stronger by waves. It looks like it is actually, because it's like even craggier than the east side of the map. So maybe as we're walking through these valleys, it opens up into kind of like a little coastal valley mountain hike. So we're just hiking along here. And we can see like a little coastal town down below us as well.
Coastal towns, uh-oh.
Coastal town. Small one though.
Okay. I think Sindir will lead the next one. He can undertake a journey pretty good. I think I have assets that help with that, if I can find them. Okay. So, they're only if I secure a hit, though. Alright. Strong hit. Alright. So, we get to mark our progress again and find a waypoint. Then I get +1 momentum in a strong hit. So, good for me. And let's see. Maybe do we think we just pass by the little village, or maybe we drop in for a sec just to supply and see if there's any news in the area?
I think stopping in sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think Sindir would wanna see kind of what the goings-ons are, and so maybe we kind of make our way down, parlay with the sort of locals, and get a bit of fish, freshen up our supplies, and they just say things are pretty sleepy. A creature, Sword Hope. Wow,
Sword
what
Hope.
an epic name for this little coastal village.
This tiny village that
We're Sword Hope, but we haven't seen hope nor swords in a year. In years.
it's like all old men and women.
Yeah. Named long ago for a great hero.
Maybe it's named after their mascot, a swordfish named Hope.
I love
see
that.
See that tank over there? That's got Hope in there. Go visit Hope.
That's
give
what
you
hope
good luck
looks
on your
like.
journey. Oh,
Let's see, what
gosh.
else does this need? Descriptor? Oh.
Empty and grim.
Oh. Like I said, it hasn't seen Hope in years, except for their
Our swordfish Hope died.
It's actually empty except for Hope. She's the only occupant of this town.
This poor little Hope in her tank, her
No
big
one's
tank.
fed me in years.
Still hanging on though, just barely. Okay, I think we quickly skedaddle out of the sad
Oh my
grim
God,
town
okay.
of Sword Hope.
Do we want to resupply while we're there?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we're at
I
3, I think.
I can
We
do
can
that.
try. It's always worth the try.
See, I clicked on resupply, nothing happened.
Gotta click on that roll button.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Oh, look, it's your favorite friend,
My
the 10
payment is
challenge.
10s. Right. Okay.
Well, weak hit still gets us, I think, up to 2 for momentum.
Yeah, up to 2, but -1 momentum for each. Okay, so we'll get +2, and I'll take -2 momentum. So we're at 5 supply.
Ghosts of Swordfish.
We just take Hope out of the tank, lay her up, and head on out.
Swordfish steak, delicious.
Yep, slows us down a little bit.
We're like, your life was not worth living anyway.
It's empty and grim because we showed up.
Because we They all ran away. They were
People
hoping
call
we
us
would.
the hope stealers, destroyers of hope.
We're now known as the destroyers of hope in this poor little town. They all hate us. This will come to haunt us in the future.
Hope's Bane.
All right,
Hope's
but it
Bane.
is, most importantly, 2 more progress on this journey. So, who wants to do part 3?
I can do it. I'm gonna say wit. Wit's always my best statistic. But with my new lion friend, I'm feeling very in tune with my surroundings. And maybe Nava just like has taken off ahead as though she sighted something, and Aelith, being who she is like, follow the lion, and
Follow the cave lion that has probably never been to the beach before.
Sean, this is our Deus Ex Machina cave lion. It's fine. So I'll go ahead and roll and see what happens. Weak hit.
Weak hit.
-1 supply.
No problem. Logan, did you get us 2 supply?
Yes.
Okay,
so
so
now
we're at 4. And there's a supply tracker in the party sheet too, so you can keep track there.
I was just taking a sec.
It's like, how are we tracking supply again?
I know.
All right. But did you also reach another waypoint?
Waypoint, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we come across, Logan?
I think we come across an old bridge that leads across like a.
Is there a troll associated with said bridge?
That is stereotyping.
A toll bridge troll.
I will not stand for it.
A troll bridge toll.
No, I think like
unless that bridge is a pillar.
Yes, it's a pillar that fell over, and there is a troll on it. No, we come down sort of like out of the hills, and we get to like this. It's like a coastal marsh. It's just like part of the land sank down, and like the water came up, so it's very salty and marshy. But there is sort of like a creek that feeds into this little estuary, and we have to cross it before we can enter the area. That is where we get to.
Question: is this marsh like you're gonna need a boat marsh, or is this like if you can find a safe path, you'll be dry marsh?
I refuse
Maybe it
to
comes
get
in and out with the tides.
Kayak canoe again.
But why, Sean?
Past first episode experience does not bode well for canoe kayak.
Just because we ran into
transportation.
marsh rats doesn't mean that it'll happen again. Okay.
No, it's going to be worse because this is a haunted marsh. So I think they'll be much worse than just rats.
Probably. All right, who wants to lead the journey across this bridge to the next?
The waypoint is the other side of the bridge.
Oh, jeez.
It's the bridge itself is the hardest part of this journey.
I can do it if nobody wants to.
If we don't want to make it across the bridge, I can.
We're
Okay,
too scared.
you should roll.
To make it interesting.
Okay, what are we doing? Undertake a journey.
Yeah.
To introduce those sweet, sweet complications.
Yeah, and it's with wits.
Yes.
Bam. Bam. Weak hit.
Hey, good job. It
Whoa.
costs us
Uh-oh.
1 supply, so we're
Supply.
down to +3.
It's getting a little low, guys.
But we cross this bridge carefully and quietly, and nothing attacks us.
Yep, and we just
Luckily, we
throw
aren't
some
attacked.
supplies overboard on our way across the bridge.
It'd be like a little bridge picnic.
We're like, the view from this bridge over this haunted marsh is
So
just
scenic.
exquisite.
The swordfish really accentuates the beauty of this place.
we see the ghost of hope following us, like swimming through the air. Sort of spectral swordfish coming after us. We're like, oh, pay no heed to the spectral swordfish.
We're like, you're so tasty. My, what a delicious body you have.
Oh gosh.
I feel like I will. I can roll resupply. But now that I have Nava, I can roll with edge instead of with wits, which
Nice.
is great for me. So I feel like we get to the other side, and haunted marsh or no, there are still creatures and critters living within these tall, I'm thinking grasses. So I feel like Nava just kind of goes, wow, and just like bounds off into the grass. And hopefully she comes back with something. We'll see. Logan, that was a very believable lion noise. I don't know why you're laughing.
I
That
loved
was
it.
good.
It was very good.
Just imagining the reeds rustling as she trundles through.
Did it go? We hit.
Yes, we hit. All right.
All right. So
I think you can trade.
we get 1 supply on a strong hit.
supply
Okay,
for
so we
one
get the
momentum?
usual. Yeah,
Or do you want to do 2 supply for 2 momentum?
we'll do 2 supply. I never use momentum anymore.
We will never be unsupplied again. It's too distracting.
You say that, but we're very prone to picnics.
It's our one weakness that Malia hasn't taken advantage of yet. Picnics. We just like to enjoy the scenery while we're out and about. All right. So I think we're. Do we want to end the journey, or do we want to do?
What are we at? 8?
8.
We could probably
I
get
think
there.
we can end it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe. Maybe Tana is like. I can tell, like she tells us that we're getting close, and she can sort of feel the spirits, the restless spirits of the Varu, and
Mhm.
maybe like it's grown kind of like foggy and dim, and the lighting is just very dusky. And there's strange.
I'm
sort
thinking. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, you're thinking. That's.
I'm thinking.
She's thinking. Be careful.
I'm thinking. I was thinking the moon catcher. Tana can hold up the moon catcher, and the path through the marsh can be like sort of illuminated. Like we don't see everything, but like
Oh, but it's
old
illuminated
stones.
in like purple red light.
Yeah, like something somehow it's reacting to the place that it's
Mhm.
been in. And like you can see, not like the yellow brick road, but you can just kind of see like the underlying structure of like this ruins that were in the marsh before the marsh kind of took it over.
Yeah, it like seems to be sort of lighting up the path somehow. I like that. All right, and let's conclude that journey. Strong hit.
Woohoo!
Okay, what does that do?
Reach your destination. On a strong hit, you can make another move now, not a progress move, and add +1, or you can take +1 momentum.
How do we think? That's the
The
question now.
situation at your destination favors you.
Yeah, I'm like, do we think we'll have to make like a series of rolls to like see if she can purify the artifact? Or
maybe we have to gather some information?
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, if
Or-
you want momentum, maybe we just show up at the place and we can start seeing like these spirits maybe light up in the light of the Mooncatcher as well. And they like approach, but they're not hostile, and they like recognize that we're there to help them and the artifact as well. So instead of them like being hostile towards us, they're going to try to help us.
Right. Yeah, I like that. So maybe we're kind of walking through and Tana's sort of leading the way. And I imagine like little tendrils of fog seem to be almost like swirling around the Mooncatcher too, and like maybe swirling around our feet. Like it's almost like it's alive and trying to sort of like catch you. And then as we get closer and closer, what do we think? I guess the grove sort of maybe there's unusual like swamp trees that have marsh trees that have grown here that seem sort of out of place.
Like cypress, big cypress trees or something.
Yeah. Or I was almost thinking like a mangrove type thing, with like
Mm.
those big sort of roots that kind of gnarl like fingers into the ground. And the mist sort of falling in between them. And so we can tell like the grove itself is ahead, but like right before we can like finish the path into the grove, these like spectral figures sort of just emerge from the fog in front of us. And I think maybe one like comes forward and kind of points at like Tana and the Mooncatcher, and is like, "We recognize you. The Vata have returned, and with the artifact, we will aid you in your in your quest." And I don't know, what do we think we need to do?
I think I can try to gather some information from them, and see if they know anything about what happened here with the artifact. Like maybe something happened here that affected it, or if it was corrupted there, maybe they know how to fix it since it was built here.
And you're good with spirits, Haleth. Right? Maybe you can do something with your keen.
That's a good point. I am technically keen is good with the spirits of those I have slain.
A tangential skill. Just apply it.
Close enough.
But
close
I mean,
enough.
adjacent skill. Yeah.
Ugh. On a miss.
What
Your
was that for?
investigation unearths is from I gather information. Unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price.
What if you
Alright.
unearth that this battle was like when some of the first humans arrived, like the Varu like slaughtered all of them, and it's like the Varu were bad, and now we're helping them.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of already knew they don't really like humans anyways.
Yeah, it's
we
just
kind
an
of knew that.
unfortunate truth.
An unfortunate
I was
truth.
thinking that the Mooncatcher has just,
It just
decreased our
breaks.
lifespan.
Oh, jeez.
The corruption.
unless we succeed in purifying it and like helping ourselves.
Yeah, maybe it's
won't
like
be.
sucking our life force slowly.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. Pay
Well,
the price.
that's
That's
the
not
same.
helpful at all.
Come on, Oracle.
Kenny suggested that the Dreamcatcher is powered by the soul of orphans, which
Makes sense.
That's a boon for 3/4 of this party. They hate children.
Malia loves. We just need to give it to Malia. She'll sacrifice all the
Oh,
orphans we need
Jesus.
for the moon.
Evka pops out of the ground. We haven't talked to Evka in a
No.
while.
So I'm asking around with these ghosts that seem to be okay with us being here.
Maybe the ghosts are only okay with Tana. And not us. So like
That's
we have
true.
to prove. We
Yeah,
have to
or,
prove
like, we have to
something.
prove ourselves?
Like we have to do something.
That's
yeah.
cool. I like that.
Okay, how do we prove ourselves though?
Do we think we can like wrap it up in a face danger? Or do we want it to be more significant than that?
I think.
Draw the circle. A fight
Yeah,
to
that'd
the
be
death.
kind of cool. A ghost battle. Or yeah, I don't know what would prove. Maybe face danger would work, so we don't have a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I can face danger with heart. My famously best.
Your best skill.
Famously best.
Famously best. I'm
You
gonna
just want to
try
make
and...
this more and more complicated.
No. I'm gonna try and charm the ghosts.
You
But
are
then you
blessed
yell at
by
them, you
the
just-
Moon Mother, so
With your
Yeah.
troll
Are
match,
blessed
with
by
your
the Moon Mother.
I am blessed by the Moon Mother. Let's see if she actually cares. She
does not.
Okay. You miss. Your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Pay the price. How do
Thanks, Logan.
I click pay the price, and then it just opens
You hit
up
roll
pay the price.
Oracle.
Where's that?
Oh.
Sword
It's
Hope
above the
comes under
table.
attack.
There's nobody in Sword Hope to be under attack.
We don't care
Maybe-
about Sword Hope.
Maybe we try to like tell these ghosts that we're friendly, and then instead of convincing them that we're friendly, we convince them that Tana is no longer welcome here if she's like in cahoots with non-Vata. So
Mm.
then she is under danger. by
Yeah,
them.
yeah. That's cool. So they were friendly when we arrived, and then
They were friendly to her. They
Uh-huh.
were never friendly to us. But then
Yes.
when we tried to make them friendly to us, they became unfriendly to her.
right. Maybe she you're there arguing or not arguing
I'm
with
telling
them.
them why they are wrong, and I'm
Yeah.
deconstructing their argument, and they don't.
And you're like,
it.
I'm blessed by the Moon Mother, and I bested this. I bested literally the visage of your god in a duel, and they're like, if you were bested by a man, then you must not be worthy.
Well, and we're corrupted too, so they probably are like,
Yeah, exactly.
they're probably like, who are these sketchy people that you're hanging out with? 4 corrupted
We're
humans.
fine.
We're totally trustworthy.
All right. Well, then, does that mean we need to fight them or get rid of them or avoid
Yeah,
them?
so we need to
or,
figure out another way to get around them because they're inhibiting us at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's as easy as just going the back way.
No.
No, because they're everywhere.
Yes.
Could we maybe commune with the Moon Mother, or use the power of the Moon Catcher to disperse them temporarily?
We could try.
I was gonna
That
say either
sounds
that
like
or I can
wield
try
a
and
rarity,
do.
Sean.
Wield a rarity. Oh my gosh, I
Ah.
haven't thought about those.
A
Where's
delve
that?
rule.
I don't know what an augmented asset. I just assumed rarity was.
No, a
Wield a
rarity is
rarity.
like tied to one of your assets, and you can spend XP on it and stuff.
Okay, well, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a good thing. Yeah.
That's like a good thing.
We need a bad
We only wield bad rarities.
Let's see.
Maybe while we were in there for the briefest amount of time, we could see like that there was like this marsh forge kind of thing that the artifact was built on. So at least we have somewhere where we know we need to go. It's not, I don't think it's like an actual like anvil, but there's some like semblance of machinery or like a kiln or something that this was made in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know we need to get there to try and purify it. I'm thinking maybe
I
like
mean,
face danger with wits
hard.
to like, I don't know, it depends if you want to commune with the Moon Mother or like wield the Mooncatcher.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the Mooncatcher would be wits, because that's what you normally use for like magic stuff.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Someone grabs the Mooncatcher out of Tana's hand. I can try. Wits is not my greatest role.
I can. What is? I can secure an advantage for somebody with invoke.
Yeah, do you want to try secure an advantage for me?
Yeah.
Because I think Cindy would do it.
Sure. And I will do it with invoke, and I have 2 essence.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Not a complication.
3
but
eights?
It's not odds.
So what were you doing? You were
Invoking.
You have
I
to
was
roll on the magic
invoking.
thing.
Oh god.
Magic consequences. Magic consequences.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Oh, that's easy.
Coming from the people who don't have 5 of their 6 assets as rituals.
We go through like a day in one section of a journey.
Fine.
That's true.
You'll be fine.
So do I assume that I also lose any rituals that I have
Probably.
It says you can perform them, but
It says you lose your connection to magic.
I think it makes more sense, yeah, if you also lose anything you have. Okay, so you try and maybe like the power of the spirits and sort of the corruption disrupts you and you're not able to get your troll magic.
Yeah.
I think like the corruption in Sindir's arm just sort of like pulses and takes over almost.
A
And
mushroom grows out of it.
No, a mushroom doesn't grow out. And he like just sort of like doesn't even think about it, but like reaches over, grabs the Mooncatcher from Tana and is just like holds it up and is like, be gone. And is gonna try and get rid of those ghosts. Strong hit. Hell yeah.
Nice.
You're successful and take 1 momentum. Okay, so yeah, so I think like he grabs it, just says be gone, and like the sort of red power kind of moves through his arm and sort of and grows with the growing light of the Mooncatcher, and it just like flashes a bright red, and then all these ghosts sort of and fall and disappear back into the mist.
And go, oh, there's like a
And
wolf
Sindir maybe like
howls.
looks like taken aback, like not sure what just happened, and is like looks at Tana and is like, "You can have that back now.
She takes it from him.
Yeah, I think she's like, "How dare you take this from me?" And Sidir just kind of like starts walking towards the crow.
I think maybe do we have to face danger with I don't know something
I think there
else
should be
to
a
move
grove
quickly?
guardian. Oh yeah, to move like to try and do this before
What's
they come
quickly
back.
edge?
Edge, yeah.
Yeah, so like they're only dissipated for a short amount of time, so we need to get in there and do whatever, like figure out what we need to do to the artifact or help Tana before they come back, and then if they do come back, then we'll have to deal with them while she's working. Who wants to lead the charge?
I can do that with the edge. To another. It's just face danger. We said.
Yep. I think so.
With edge. Strong hit.
Nice. That's
Just
awesome.
barely.
Nice.
4-3-2.
Cinder.
So he banishes the ghost, and before anyone else can really realize what's happening, he's already sort of striding quickly, Asa cawing at his side, and he's kind of like beckons from within the mist, like, "Come! I don't know how long they'll be gone."
Do you guys want to make this like a series of rolls where we can determine like an oracle likelihood that Tana can fix it in one, and then if she can't, then we'll have to face danger again?
Yeah, or maybe we should make like every roll. Yeah, we see if she can. We ask the oracle if she can.
Yeah.
Do it. So maybe like the first one, there's like no chance. What is it? Just like 25, 50, 75 is the
almost certain
or we could make
is
our own
10% or 90, 75, 50,
Oh,
25,
yeah.
10.
Well, let's just work our way up then.
Okay.
So start at small chance.
Small chance for now.
For the first one.
Okay.
And then it just
No.
Okay. So no.
So she rushes in there with the artifact and like gets in whatever this kiln kind of thing is. And is like, we can see her rushing around and like gathering different tools, kind of guided by the moon light maybe that's shining through the trees above us now. Like the Moon Mother is guiding the way.
Maybe she needs the furnace turned on so I can pump those billows.
Sure. To face danger with
He's
iron.
like, I push all those
Face
buttons.
danger with iron.
Oh my god.
But how?
Oh, it's because you have negative momentum.
Well, you get to
No,
reset
because
your momentum.
I still would have just rolled a 4 and have it be lost.
At least it's once again not an actual complication.
That's true. Those evens.
Okay. So we don't make any progress. I don't
And we
think.
have to
And what
face danger.
is- Yeah, our complication, I guess.
I feel like the moon has to be in the right position. Like, you need moon power and you need
Yeah,
fire
I was
power. Like,
thinking.
so the moon has to be channeled somehow.
Right. What if it's not even really fire based? Like it looks like it should be. Like you'd think it's like a regular kiln, but yeah, it's like it's all about the moon. So, like Sarah was saying, the moon has to sort of hit it in the right place. And yet this marsh is perpetually surrounded by fog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're gonna need a flail.
Windmill flail coming clutch.
To clear this fog.
It strikes again. The cyclone power. No,
I've
Sarah,
had
we need a cloud clearing fan, obviously.
Oh, I do need a cloud clearing fan. Oh,
But that will
soon,
be for another
Sean,
time.
Soon.
Another time.
That will be my rarity that I get.
All right.
I'm kidding. We don't have to do that, but I just wanted to bring back the flail.
So what's our price here?
The ghosts come back.
Maybe,
we
yeah,
have to
maybe
wait.
like either I was gonna say the ghosts start materializing, or like
Or they just like hinder me, and like I am stressed by the ghosts. Like
Mhm.
they're not back yet, but they like are grabbing me sort of as I'm trying to do this, like
yeah, like
stopping me.
disembodied sort of hands are sort of like clawing at you. Yeah, I like that. Like they can't fully come back yet.
But we can tell that it's getting, like, they're at least starting to reform.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? Spirit or heart? They're both not great. Oh, okay.
Miss. Uh-oh. You have to roll on the
Endure stress. Oh,
I
that's what you just
did
did.
endure stress.
Okay, do you have
Face
shaken and
desolation.
corrupted? Oh, jeez. Don't die.
Is it face
No,
desolation?
I only have corrupted.
Okay, so you mark shaken.
I will voice my opinion of that. I don't like not being able to see the preview and roll at the same time.
You
on the character
can!
sheet.
There's a roll at the top of each of them.
You have to click the. It's
Oh my God,
now
it's
like a clear
hidden.
bar,
Yeah, it is a little bit hidden, but it is there, so.
hidden in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight. I just don't like change, and I'm upset and scared by it. So take that. I'm now shaken. Great.
Yeah, you're shaken by the changes that are happening.
They just grab me and they give me a good rattle.
Okay, I think
We hear your bones in there. Just give a good little shake. It's like a maraca.
So we've just, the moon's not in the right place, but I think maybe I have like a little buckler or something that Solana carries around. And so she'll take this out and like try to get it in the right place to angle the moonlight to like reflect off of the shield to get this working, not when it's supposed to be.
Yes. Trigonometry.
Yes. Triangles. So I will roll face danger with wits, I think. Expertise, insight, or observation.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Weak hit. Alright, so on a weak hit you succeed, but face a troublesome cost. Choose one.
Sacrifice resources.
I'll sacrifice resources. Maybe I have to like bang my shield into the right shape to get it like so I can place it somewhere and not have to stay on it the whole time just in case the ghosts come back. I'll still be useful. So I like slam my shield onto a rock to kind of like flatten it and then place it so that the forge starts up and we'll lose one supply. Let's see, and then we're gonna work our way up on the oracle, right?
Yeah, so maybe like you're able to get this sort of weak moonbeam to kind of hit the kiln, and you see like almost like ghostly white flames start to rise from the bottom and flicker up in this sort of white flame. It doesn't even really seem to be giving off any heat, but it is sort of energizing the kiln. And can Katana take us home?
She
No.
cannot.
Okay, so she's still struggling.
She's not struggling.
Maybe
Sean. She's just
struggling.
doing a very difficult task.
Tana. We need to get rid of Tana.
I don't know
maybe
what
the
Cindy
moon.
would do to help here. So
Maybe the Mooncatcher is like resisting because it's corrupted, and so like whatever corruption is like resisting being put into the purifying fires of the kiln. So I feel like Haleth can just grab Tana's hand. Like it's just a matter of like
physical power, sort of
forcing that Mooncatcher
like
into
pushing two magnets together.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking face danger with iron.
Sure.
On verra. So Haleth grabs Tana's arm and just wrenches it.
Nice.
Strong hit. Voice.
You're successful.
taking that
Take +1 momentum. All right.
Nope, not yet. That's close though.
So y'all are
But
able
it's
to
like
wrestle it
in
into
the kiln.
Yep.
But maybe there needs to be like magic words. We need the magic words.
Come on, Tana. What are the magic words?
Tana, we need you to focus.
It's your fault.
Oh goodness. I
I mean, maybe it could be if you wanted to participate, Sean.
Yes, I want to participate. I want to be in this game.
Maybe the ghosts start like popping up, but they're kind of far away from the middle, and they like have to make them their way in. So you're like keeping them at bay by shooting at them, and Asa can like dive bomb them to try to like shoo away any of the fog that they're traveling through and stuff.
Did y'all just hear that big thunderclap come through?
No.
Oh, okay. There's a big storm that
good.
just broke over our
Because
house.
there's a big storm.
Yeah. Also, I lost this stream.
Oh,
So I don't know if you did by any
I
chance.
think we're okay.
Yeah, you two froze for me, but
Oh,
Yeah, I think you just
sorry.
momentarily lost something.
Yeah, sorry. There's a
Electricity,
big storm just
crazy.
brought up.
you cannot.
The Mooncatcher
participate.
is resisting
I'm
being
derailing.
cleared,
Okay.
guys.
I kind of like that, but I think shooting at ghosts makes sense. I
Wait,
was
you have
thinking
warded.
Get some ghost arrows.
maybe I could summon the crows for knowledge.
Oh my
Summon
That would be
Mother.
the only other thing I could think of.
I
off
am
the
in
top of my
support
head.
of summoning the crows.
You like summoning the crows? Okay, so maybe like while this is happening.
So I'm wrestling.
Sindier's-
Tana and I are wrestling.
Yeah.
Sindier's been sort of like murmuring with Asa, who's calling at him, and he's like, "You're right. We need more information." And he is going to try and summon the crows to ask for some help and see if they can help Asa, or not. Well, help Asa, help Tana, and Asa by extension. So I need. It's just
Ready
roll
for
wits.
my crow
Okay.
noises.
Yeah, so you can do face danger with wits if you want.
Just do face danger with wits. Yeah, that sounds great. I don't usually do these fancy schmancy rituals.
I can't either.
Ooh. Should I
Ooh.
burn for a weak hit?
Seems worth it.
Well, if
'Cause-
you don't, then it's Mystic Backlash, and
Yeah, if you don't, it's
Yeah.
Mystic Backlash.
Mystic
and also, if you
Backlash
don't,
is
we
pretty
won't
fun.
roll on the Ask
actually,
the
Sean,
Oracle.
don't burn. Roll Mystic Backlash.
We want
True,
that
I don't
mushroom
know.
arm.
Do we think we
Up
want to
to
drag
you.
this out more? Finish it off.
Up to you.
You know, I think it'd be more fun if I don't. I kind of want to save that momentum. too.
Backlash.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll roll a
Backlash.
Mystic Backlash. Suffer. Is it under Suffer moves? Where
No,
is
it's
it?
under plot.
Under Plot. Oh, now I can't find anything.
I got it.
We just
Oh,
roll-
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Sean, these
Oh,
crows
no.
are a liability.
You summoned the crows and their mother, and she's back, and she's angry.
Yeah.
What about grandmother?
Oh my
What if
god.
we've gone up a generation?
Do we think I do summon the Crow Mother, or do we think I summon maybe just like some demonic crows or something, or something else entirely? Maybe like something just rises from the swamp from the marsh
The Chroma, this is
And-
my swamp.
starts attacking
Okay.
us.
It's very large.
Oh, well, that sounds like Crow Mother.
It's an insect.
Oh, that's a new one.
No,
It's
we
a
fought
leech.
giant
With
It's a
insects
leech.
before.
flesh.
Okay, different-
I love it.
Here. Oh. Nope.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Ah!
Okay, it's a giant snake, which we've also fought.
I think
so
you have
can-
to roll 8
6
times.
Oh, giant plant
Plant.
is awesome.
It's a
a
giant
sentient
snake
seaweed.
plant.
Oh, that's too funny because Kenny was just saying that there should be like a treant,
Well,
Or a
here it
tree.
is.
an ant in the forest, in the marsh.
It's a corrupted flesh treant
Oh, I don't like that.
that has toxic spew.
So good. Okay, so maybe
Wunderbar.
Sindir goes about the ritual as he normally would, but he wasn't taking into account sort of the corruption that's taken root in his body, and it kind of goes horribly out of control. This like, I imagine this like he's kind of like on the ground, like doing the ritual with his hands, sort of touching the ground, and this like red sort of like lightning strike almost happens, and it like courses through the ground away from us, and then like glows at this one spot, and slowly like emerging out of the marsh in this sort of wet, swampy, muddy sort of form comes to life.
What's Sindir? Because we're all like facing Tana in this kiln, like trying to get the
Sindir-
artifact fixed. Do you react at all?
I think Sindir, let's
Hey
see,
guys!
he's like maybe he's got his eyes closed at first, and then he sees this flash of light, and it's like that's not supposed to happen at all. And then like looks where it goes, and is like, I think we have a problem.
Oh my god.
Hey, yeah,
What?
Caleb, to get her away from the forge. We have an elk-sized.
An elk?
No, what's a good? We have a.
Oh, a code.
We have a code.
Code pineapple.
Code Mama Bear.
And then like the ent roar from the distance echoes.
Yeah.
Like
There's just this terrible sort of corrupted roar, and yeah, I think we see this huge, at least like what, 16-foot, 2-story
yeah.
sort of figure start to like lumber over towards us.
No, it's an insect. It's
Mangrove.
6 foot.
It's a. I didn't get it.
That's fine.
Okay, this sounds like a battle.
Okay, before we go into battle though, I feel like Haleth is gonna do her ritual to power up a little
Yeah.
I don't know. Got to be careful with this ritual.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
bit. Guys.
Corruption's messing everything up. We're letting. We just need to protect Tana and the forge.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like a classic video game mission.
Do we want to? We could just do a battle instead of actually.
Oh, I
Fighting it
want to
out.
fight an end. It
Yeah,
sounds
I kind of
so
want to fight
fun.
it. Sounds very fun.
Plus, we can get
An
progress.
enraged, corrupted ent.
I think we can get progress for killing it. So
Maybe, yeah.
Hmm.
Sounds like a pretty. Depending on how. Well, it has to be at least what. Extreme, or else we just mow through enemies.
right, we're gonna all die.
No, we're not.
All right, so I'm gonna
Or
add.
not.
Add a new progress track.
Yes, and will be kill the
Corrupted.
treant. And it'll be
And
extreme, I guess.
We'll make it extreme. Because it sounds pretty extreme.
Yep, and then we'll all need to enter the fray.
Ooh. All right. Enter the fray. Heart What is a heart's the
Yeah,
regular
I'm gonna
one,
do
right?
heart. Yeah, heart's
When you're just
regular.
facing off against your foe, it's heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Magni.
jeez.
With an actual
Magni.
complication. Oh, I could burn for a strong hit.
Might be worth it.
The weak hit's fine.
Weak hit is pretty good.
Because I'll just take initiative.
Did mine did not go through.
It doesn't look like yours went through, yeah.
Took me forever to find it.
Weak hit.
Let's do it.
It's pretty good.
Weak hit is good enough for Enter the Fray. It'll get us where we're
Ooh,
going.
strong
hit.
Ooh,
Boy.
Haleth. It's because I gave you
I was
that
like,
warning.
challenge accepted.
Ooh, waste resources. Does that make sense? I was thinking maybe it like levels over.
No.
Ghosts come back.
Oh no.
That, or I was thinking maybe it like reaches one big like hand around and it like just grabs you and sweeps you up, so that you can't really like fight. Like it's got you in its grasp to start with.
It's
Instead of-
squeezing you. Ooh.
Yeah, and it's like starting to slowly squeeze.
I'm gonna take +2 momentum.
You're
for-
muted,
Ugh.
but I liked whatever you said.
I'm muted?
No, Logan.
Oh, Logan.
I wasn't actually speaking. I was just
Oh,
like,
your mouth moved.
I was whispering. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking +2 momentum for my weak hit.
Okay. All right.
So Haleth is the most prepared.
Yeah, I think you should start us off.
Yeah.
I think you wanted to do a keen.
I did want to do a keen. So I am basically take one look at this puppy and I'm like, we're gonna need some help.
It's a good thing Maggie's got axes to chop down this tree.
Oh no.
Too bad he's
And
currently
so
constricting.
she starts chanting in her new like demonic overtone voice, summoning the souls of those she has slain to aid her in this epic fight.
Nice.
Weak hit, which is great. I take some stress, which I will roll into stress.
Maybe during all this, Tana has started like chanting too.
Mhm.
Like she's doing whatever needs to be done, but it's gonna take a while. So
Yep.
that's like we'll still get to roll once we defeat the
Yeah.
treant, but it might take a little while.
Ooh.
Ooh, an actual opportunity
Wow.
too.
An endure stress opportunity.
Maybe
Shake it off.
all of the
ahead.
ghosts start singing with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
that's
gonna say
pretty
maybe it
cool.
like
Ah.
distract, like instead of dragging at us, the ghosts, like kind of almost go still and they start singing with you. That'd be awesome.
Or like not even those
Yeah.
ghosts, but like the human ghosts, not the Varu ghosts, like come to fight the Varu ghosts. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like,
cool
I
too.
like summon a
Awesome.
ghostly
That's-
legion. So it's just like
It's very Return of the King.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Nava
Just-
roars in. It's just noise everywhere. Yeah, no, I'll take my ghostly
That's
legion
sweet.
any day. That's 100%. Let's do.
Yeah, so cool.
So I'll do that and get ready for my. Does that affect my initiative?
You got a weak hit on your thing, but then a strong hit on endure stress, so you still have initiative.
Okay.
Because it's just whatever
I'm
your
just gonna
most
go ahead.
recent roll was.
Okay. we're just gonna charge out into the swamp where it is and like hopefully distract it from like getting too close to the forge. So I'm gonna go for a straight up strike. And let me just remember what this means when I have keen. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I think she sees the ghosts appear among her and recognizes them, and she's like, "That's never happened before." And she's like, "Forward, men!" And we
It's
go into chop
actual-
us down a tree.
Yeah, the actual warriors fight the Varu, but as you're charging towards the treant, a bunch of ghostly lumberjacks just come out of nowhere.
Oh,
I
missed!
Miss.
I must pay
It's
the
okay.
price.
Probably some serious harm.
Yeah, I was thinking
Thanks,
maybe you
Sean.
rush towards this tree and you don't expect it, but it like, I don't know, something opens up on it and like this toxin just like spews out into the marsh and like coats you, and the
I forgot
ghosts are
about the
unaffected because the ghosts are just
Okay.
fighting themselves, and it just kind of passes through them. But it, like, maybe it's acidic and it lands on some of your armor and your skin and it like starts to hiss a little bit.
Yeah, it starts like
Wonderful.
burning you, and also it's
Um,
just like noxious fumes.
And you take 4 harm.
I think it's 4 harm.
All right, I am in negative health.
Yeah. So
you
anything
take it out of health, and then it goes to momentum.
Yep.
Okay. Dun, 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 0 health.
Don't you have the thing where you can re-roll from veteran?
No, I have. If I burn momentum,
Oh.
veteran, you have to burn momentum, and then you get a +1 reset, and you get a +1 to your next move. I don't get to reroll for any of the veteran stuff.
Oh my god, Logan.
Okay.
I think
I'll do my endure harm.
Yeah, I think what are you laughing at?
Logan made an addition to the map. You can
Oh.
see it right here.
Hope is immortalized forever in the map. Oh goodness. Okay, I think Sindir, with some quick thinking, is going to try and secure an advantage for Magni to get Magni out,
Yep.
and he's going to try and like whip up a quick fire arrow
Ooh.
and take some like stray cloth, and maybe he's even going to see. Do we think he could light it on like the ghost flames of the
Yeah, of
forge?
course.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
be
Yes.
awesome. So he
Magic moon.
rips off a strip of cloth, wraps it around the tip of his arrow, and then just like sticks it in the forge to get these ghostly flames licking on it. And then he's gonna like pull back and aim, and he's gonna try and aim for like the general head area of this this corrupted treant and see if he can get that advantage. And one of my assets, I get a +1 when I secure an advantage with edge. So hopefully that will help.
Do you remember when this was a low magic setting?
Back in the day when it was
We just
low.
keep rolling horrors.
The humans are low magic. We've just not interacted with humans.
We just don't interact with
To
them
be
at all.
fair, that's true.
It's fine. Strong
Nice.
hit. Perfect.
That's awesome.
Okay. So Logan, Magni can either take a move now and get a +1 or take +2 momentum.
I'll make a move now. Because
Okay.
even if I take +2 momentum, I'm still negative.
Right.
So,
Probably
Let's-
not going to help.
we'll face some danger with strength. And +1.
Get out of this. Yes,
A band.
+1.
Oh my god!
Oh wow.
Strong hit.
Wow.
Hasn't
That's
happened in a long time.
That's never happened before.
What does this look like?
I think maybe when Sindir like shot the face, kind of the arrow sticks in, and then these like white flames start spreading like faster than you would think for what they are, and the treant maybe starts like screaming in some sort of like guttural form and is like distracted and kind of like beating at its own face a little bit.
With Magni, and then I like.
Well, yeah, and like it's not really focused like on gripping you.
The Magni's just like, wow, and breaks out.
Right, and breaks free.
You have axes, right? So maybe you just like hack away at the wood that's near you and
Break
Yes.
free. Strong hit though for both of us, which means we both have initiative,
know.
which is good as well. What's
But I'm
Solana
scared
doing?
to do anything with that.
okay, well I'll go. So Lana had to like kind of unpack some of her bag to get this shield out that she never uses. So she is going to secure an advantage by readying herself for a fight against this tree first. Like she has to gather up her stuff and like she's like, not that sword, this sword for this demon tree, and like has to sort through all of her different things.
Oh, I haven't fought a demon tree in a while. I gotta unpack my.
Yeah, exactly.
Prepared for anything though.
So I will secure an advantage with wits. Wherever that is.
Side note: my lights just flashed from this storm.
That's crazy. If we lose you two, then we'll go to break.
Hopefully not. We don't usually have too much trouble with that.
We don't usually, but the treants or
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
There's a very thematic storm happening, that's all.
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning start flashing while all this goes on.
Ugh, sometimes it just decides it's not going to submit my roll.
Says you don't need to roll, you can just make up what you got.
You got a strong hit.
I did?
Opportunity.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
What are you trying to roll?
I'm trying to roll secure an advantage here. I'll just do... Oh, that's not good. Oh my
Nope.
god.
Cue evil laughter.
We cursed you.
So my one has a +4 on it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a 5 versus a 10 and a 9, which is a miss. So I fail or my assumptions betray you. Pay the price. Maybe in all the hubbub, like I do in fact grab the wrong stuff. Maybe one of the swords is weighted differently, so I like grab the wrong sword that's weighted differently. And I go out and it's just horrible. Like I go
You're just off balance.
just
the whole
off balance and it's in a marsh. And like this thing I like
She's just tripping everywhere.
Fall into this acid. I take some damage.
Yeah, you're trying to cut down a tree with a sword and it's not going great.
No. So I'll go to my summary. Where is health?
It's up top.
It's at the tippy
At
top.
the very top.
Oh, that's convenient. Okay, so how many damage do I take? 4? Or is it less for
Join
face
me
danger?
at 0 health.
0 health! 2 momentum.
Also at 0 health. Woo.
I've got 2.
Hashtag 0 health.
And then I have to roll to endure that harm. That's the wrong one. Don't look at that.
You're unconscious. Only we had a cloud.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
A
Abby!
complication.
What is
Failure with
happening?
complication.
Suffer -1 momentum and marked wounded or maimed. Okay, that's fine. I did not have any,
wounded.
so I mark wounded.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't want to jump straight to maimed?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I feel like Halith she doesn't have initiative, but because she had to like
I think you
roll
do.
in the dust. Oh, dude.
Yeah, because you got a strong hit on your endure harm.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I have the initiative again.
Yeah.
I like did a cool somersault into the dirt to, like pat out the acid, and now I'm back on my feet. And
Right as Solana barrels into the back of you and knocks you off your feet.
And I'm like, just sit this one out, boo. I don't know. I'm like, I'll distract him while you get the right sword. And I go in with Magni, where are you? Are you like in his hands? Are you in his clutches?
Magni just fell out of his clutches.
I just fell out, yeah.
Okay. You fell out of the clutches. So I'm gonna like dodge through the legs of the ant because I'm assuming it's blinded by this white fire. And I'm gonna just go for like a behind hamstring / strike
Do
situation.
trees have muscles?
This one does.
I'm not saying
not.
it. I'm not. But the hamstring, it's more about the ligaments than it is about the muscles. And I feel like while they might not have muscles, they have connective tissue of some kind that makes their joints work. Doesn't
That's
matter.
just wood.
That's the
Anyway.
part of the body I'm hitting.
We're hacking. That's
Logan!
the gist.
I need you
Hacking.
to be highly specific of where you hit this fictional tree ant.
I can see that. I can see that. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
She's got a magic infused blade. It doesn't matter. It's
Like,
keen. The keen is powering her.
Xena war
strikes.
cry.
Don't fall into this
into
acid.
this. Not gonna fall into the acid. I'm better than that. No! How is this possible? What is this ant?
Have we even done any damage to it?
No.
No!
None.
So
I have an epic army of undead that haven't done anything.
They're fighting the other ghosts.
Well, do we really have to defeat it, or do we really just have to roll and see if Tana has?
I guess
had
we
enough
can.
time
Yeah,
to
we
fix
can
the
see
thing.
if she's had enough time.
And I'll endure.
Do we think it's likely or 50-50 at this point?
I don't know.
I think it's unlikely. If
Unlikely?
She's had enough time.
Okay. Oh, she has.
Not really that much time has passed. Okay,
She
well then
has,
we can
in
try
fact,
a roll.
Finished her chanting.
What were we at? 50-50? No.
That was unlikely.
We're at likely.
Yeah, we're at likely. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
What?
Does it
I
burn
think it's
away
gonna
the tree
cleanse.
ant?
Yeah, it cleanses the tree.
Yeah, it's gonna cleanse the
Thank
area.
Goodness.
I vote cleansing the area.
That would be very good for us. Does it cleanse us at the same time?
Probably. That's
Yeah.
sad, though.
Or does it cleanse
I
us
mean-
and not the tree? I feel like it's an either or.
Well, how would we cleanse ourselves? Go into the kiln?
Oh God. I'm just imagining like a wave of light, because the moonbeam has like it's in place. She's chanted.
Mm-hmm.
The beam of the moonbeam has intensified, and like enough stuff has happened that now the moon catcher is doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And is under the light of the moon, and it just kind of like is like a tidal wave of moonlight just like bursts out of it and like cleanses the area was kind of my idea.
Yep.
So it could cleanse us or chase away the end.
I sort of like the idea of us having to get into the kiln and face danger of the kiln and be purified.
I do like
That's
that.
kind of
That's
interesting.
that's
I
really
like that.
cool.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
So it cleanses this tree.
Think
It chases away
God.
the corrupted tree.
Yeah, and maybe the tree just like settles back into the ground, and you can see like the red lightning that was flickering through it kind of settles down, and like it starts maybe glowing with a nice white light.
Is it unlikely that it just becomes a friendly tree ant that tells us what to do?
It does not.
Dang it.
he's like, I've had enough. I'm gonna settle down for another 100 years of sleeping.
He's like,
Goodbye.
this is very stressful.
I don't know what came over me.
I'm like this in the mornings.
Okay.
Maybe this
Well-
this wave washes over us, and Tana like collapses to the ground, like gasping for breath because she's been chanting this for who knows how long.
Oh yeah.
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Maybe like the power of the Moon Mother like leaves her too. Like she's no longer kind of like in Avatar
She's no
mode,
longer
and it, like,
needed. Yeah.
goes into the moon
orb.
catcher
Mm.
too.
Yeah, just like us now, Tana.
So it drains her to
Not
kind of
corrupted,
not have
though.
this direct presence.
She's even less helpful now.
Remember when we used to love Tana when we first met her?
We love Tana. She was so fun.
Oh, why don't we take a quick break and then we can
Yes.
come back with
Quick,
our...
how long break, Sean?
It's a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be right back.
We're back.
We're back, and we're ready to cleanse this corruption.
Who wants
Ready
to go first?
walk into those kilns.
I'll go
I think-
first.
Okay.
Okay,
This seems very Magni to jump into a furnace.
yeah, with no cares in the world, trusting that it'll heal you. You're muted, Sarah.
I said that's Magni's healing modality is, extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So, what do we think? This is just a face danger? With.
Yeah.
Yeah, face danger.
Is it courage or endurance?
Probably endurance.
Endurance.
Well, is it actually hot? Or is it actually cleansing and you just have to get over the fact that you're jumping into fire?
Should we do a special,
Well, I think-
like,
didn't
modifier, maybe?
we
I don't
say
know.
that the corruption resists? Like when we
Mhm.
put we tried to put the moon catcher in at first, it didn't go. It was like 2 magnets. So I feel like you have to really push
So,
yourself
also strength.
physically.
Yeah. I said it can be
Yes.
whatever you want it to be if you just describe it though. So for Cindy,
gonna say
who's not strong.
Courage.
Okay.
Oh, your bad one? The one that you always fail?
That's. I have courage that it will succeed, Sean, and you can't take that away from me.
Trying
But
to
it
kill
sure
Maggie.
can.
Oh my god.
Miss! He wants to die.
Look at that awful roll. The one time I
Mhm.
rolled bad challenge die.
Yeah.
I rolled bad action die.
If only
Didn't
you
get a
picked one
10
of your
this
higher
time.
scores.
Hey, you're not wrong. But I don't like that you are the way you are, so.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. So, what's your consequence? And you're still corrupted.
Oh.
Well, what does that
Mm.
mean?
Maybe it like burns up your pelt that you use for your rituals. Or yeah, maybe it burns up all your ritual like
Because you
items.
dance in the moonlight usually, huh?
It burns up the moonlight?
It burns up like the pelts that you dance in the moonlight. That was part of the ritual, was pelts in the moonlight,
Mhm.
right?
Or what else is important to Magni?
Your pupper.
My pupper.
We can't kill the pupper.
He's an asset. You can't take him away.
What does Magni value like what am I trying to think of? Like
You lose the ability to speak trolls.
like value wise. Like I don't know. His
Knowledge.
Yeah, like that. But it's not knowledge for him, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Troll
knowledge.
Trolls have actual knowledge. It's just not knowledge other people want.
Ooh, maybe what troll did you grow up with?
Snuggle?
I don't think it was
Snuffle.
Maybe you
Maybe
forget
Snuffle.
maybe you forget Snuffle.
Yeah, you lose your memories.
And you're still corrupted too on top of that.
And you're still corrupted.
Fine. Okay, I'll just delete my
You
bond with
wanted to
Snuffle.
jump into the moon furnace.
Someone else go.
I think Sindir will go next.
Even though it didn't work, he's like, that looked like a good idea.
I think Tana, I guess, told us
Tana's
that
like
she
it should
thinks
work.
It should work,
Yeah.
and it's the only option I can think of right now.
She's like, there's a small chance of success.
But it's worth taking if you can. How is he gonna do this? I think maybe with expertise. Maybe he'll maybe he was listening partially to whatever chanting Tana was saying, and he tries to do some of his own chanting before he steps in.
I think you should have to do it with your worst one.
Oh.
No. I'm not looking forward to failure.
Did you?
Unlike someone else.
Look at that pupper though.
I'm gonna roll wits.
Look at that pepper.
Oh,
Ooh, a
probably
miss,
worth
or I
it.
could burn that momentum. Yeah, I'm gonna burn my momentum. Still not great.
No.
But okay, so what I have to suffer. I think this is stressful.
Mhm.
I'll endure stress. So take 1 stress and then also roll endure stress, right?
Yep.
Where are you? Under suffer moves, which is just a great name.
You must suffer.
All of my moves are suffer moves.
Strong hit.
Nice.
Mm.
Do I want momentum or spirit? I'll take momentum. Okay, yeah. So I think maybe Sindir. Do you think it's big enough to fit our whole bodies? I guess
Yes.
we step into it. Okay, I think the white flame sort of envelops Sindir, and he clutches at his face and his kind of head, and bows a little bit in agony. But you can see the red sort of corruption from his arm, almost
Burn off.
burning off.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn into smoke, kind of, and just spark up and away into nothingness. And maybe it also. No, I don't think it heals it. But maybe it makes it look a little bit nicer. The burn is not quite as twisted as it was before. Before he steps out shakily. Next.
Abby and I are like, oh no. Haleth. It's really 50-50 between iron and heart with her. They're the same. I feel like because she's seen how painful this process is, even though she's weak, she's gonna have the courage to do it anyway. She's like, even though I have 0 health and low momentum, I'm going to throw myself into the flames anyway, not knowing what this will cause, for the hope the hope of something better. She calls upon the spirit of hope. Our
You see a
sword.
spectral swordfish kind of swirl around your head in an encouraging manner.
Yes. And
You
she
can tell this
steps
from its
into the
swimming.
flames.
Nice.
Strong hit.
Nice.
+1 momentum. And I think she kind of goes, as she steps in, she kind of is giving a kind of like a yell of, "Ah, I can do it!" And you can hear like the vocal cords kind of like change and shift in tonality. Like maybe there's a weird resonance that happens as the moon catcher cleanses her vocal cords. It kind of like rattles the stones for a second, and then she falls out the other side with a bit of a scratchy but normal voice. And she's like, "You're up, Solana."
Okay, so
Solana.
It's
Solana.
It's Solana's shadow. Which is gonna be hard to get in this fire because the fire's just gonna cast it. So she's gonna like walk through it and then keep walking through it until like the whole shadow is burned off. But I think Solana also wants to try to like trap the corruption in something so she can like try to harness it or learn from it later. So
well, Magni's still corrupted.
Use
so
the
just
moon
use him.
catcher.
No.
Just catch it in the moon catcher.
So I think she'll take this sword that just let her down. And she'll try to like draw it across the flame like as the corruption's being extracted and like try to transfer it.
This is gonna be a doubly
Do you think
cursed
that's
sword.
2 rolls?
Yeah, so I'll do face danger plus heart for the courage. If I can get it to work. I can't. I'll just roll dice.
Why does roll 20 not like
It hates me.
Maybe you need
Okay,
to
so
re-roll.
that plus
reload.
2 is 5.
5.
Oh.
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 Welcome.
Do you have momentum?
I have 4 momentum, so no.
No. All right, it doesn't work.
Does not work. Where
Your
is
fickle
That
shadow
badass red shadow is still
is
there.
able to avoid.
I did kind of
the
want to
flames.
keep it, so. Ooh. What? Maybe my shadow just separates from my body.
And now it like
And
haunts.
now it just
Yeah,
haunts
yeah.
me.
You have
But
like
it
an
just,
evil.
like-
You have an evil twin.
It still like follows you.
Oh, I hate it. So
it's in
cool
cahoots
though.
with Malia, so it's just gonna go
Oh.
bad on you.
100%. Your evil doppelganger shadow is gonna join Malia.
Okay, well, her shadow leaves her, and then she's gonna pretend like everything is a-okay and good.
So does it just like walk away, like disappear away, or do we think it's still in the area?
No,
Like,
I think
still
it like
close to
literally just like walks
think
itself
it
on
gets
the
up and walks away, yeah.
Like,
It's like,
well,
I'm done hanging out with you.
you?
maybe that doesn't all burn off like yours, Cindy. I don't know.
I don't like that at all, so I'm gonna pretend it didn't happen.
That's
Magni doesn't
fair.
even remember that it happened.
You
Doesn't
don't-
remember your shadow.
Yeah, you just have no shadow now
Yes.
at all, ever.
That's always a terrible sign.
Yeah, not good. Okay,
Ay,
Haleth.
ay, ay.
Oh, you did it
She already
already.
went.
It was successful.
it!
We all
Oh my
went.
goodness. Logan and I just suck.
I
Just
feel
how
like we
likely
need
is
to
it that we
make.
can
I feel like
try
we need to
again?
make camp.
Then we can try again. My shadow left.
Yeah. But you're probably still corrupted, though, right?
I mean,
It's possible by
Maybe.
cleansing your body.
Do likely. Do the roll.
Or was
likely
this
or
like a face
unlikely.
danger to get cleansed without consequences?
That-
So we are cleansed.
yeah, I think maybe
Without
we're
consequences.
cleansed with consequences.
Got it. Mine was my memory.
Yeah, it's bad. All right. And then
Just find another magical artifact and you can get it back.
The sun.
Just hope you don't get
catcher.
corrupted again.
Gotcha. I think we're just gonna try to trek back, right, and deliver this artifact to the Vata.
Yes, we need to
Mhm.
journey back.
Should we
What's our-
camp first?
Probably.
Everyone is pretty low health.
By the light of the protective moon? Moon orb?
We have 4 supply.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Who wants to? Can somebody make camp? I would roll it.
Yeah,
but
I'll
roll
make
20 hates
camp.
me.
With supply.
Oh.
Sorry. You take no comfort, pay the price.
No!
Okay.
Maybe
Well, I
Tom's
guess.
like it's a sacred place. You can't. Sneak
Yeah,
it.
and maybe the ghosts come back and they push us all out.
I was I was thinking he probably wouldn't make camp at the
That's what we decided to do.
but we thought we would be
I
safe,
mean-
yeah, and the ghosts may
Yeah.
come and push us out. We need
So
to
Tana has
pay the
Taken the
price.
orb.
Should
She
I roll this
glows.
oracle? I did.
Not sword hope.
Not empty sword hope.
The danger is us. We can't camp, so we have to go back, and that community is exposed to us.
I'll say we just ignore that because I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with it.
Maybe take a stress.
I'll take a stress. Those ghosts, they're just so stressful.
They are.
But we must journey forward.
You have to endure stress.
Do I have to?
You have to.
I'm an expert in taking damage.
I've just been succeeding so much lately that I don't want to roll all these miss things.
It's okay.
Weak
Okay, you're
hits.
good.
Press
That's-
on.
that's-
Press
good.
on. All right.
Okay.
Do we want this to be a dangerous journey since we kind of know where we're going?
Sure.
Make it easy. Hopefully.
So we're like, avoid the forest of doom.
Yeah. Hopefully.
First step. Don't go that way.
We'll go through the forest of hope. We follow the swordfish straight to the forest of doom.
The swordfish of hope that for no reason should be on our side.
Okay, I'll lead us to start. No
Okay.
shadow to guide
Who
my
wants-
way. Hopefully I can actually roll.
I can do it if you can't.
I can't.
Okay, yeah. Undertake
I'll
a
refresh
journey.
roll 20. What did you get? Is it a
What
miss?
do you think I got? If you guessed miss, it's worse.
Oh. I see it. Look at this beautiful
Mm.
complication.
So many
The
complications.
ghosts are following us.
We're haunted.
That would make sense. Unless we consider them to have been cleansed when the artifact
Ooh.
cleansed everything.
No, they didn't let us sleep there, so they were still around.
Maybe I'm
True.
misled and I mistakenly lead us back into the Forest of Doom.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't you dare!
No.
Just a refresher, the Forest of Doom was a forest we could not escape.
And it has
had
all
giant
giant
spiders.
things.
So that sounds
Everything was
like it's not the
giant.
best of intentions to head into there willingly, right?
No, I agree. We should.
So, being forced to act against my best intentions, it would make sense to go into
Yeah.
the forest. Yeah, okay.
Magni's like, oh, I remember this forest was
I
good.
remember this fun forest. There were so many
And
large friends.
The only way back must be through this forest we went through.
You guys are like, this looks like that forest. And Magnus like, yeah, we wanted to go to the forest, right?
Like,
that amnesia has really had a massive effect. Haleth is just like, I remember this place.
I mean,
lose a supply too, so we're at 3.
Hey, I can roll again, but I rolled a miss. But I didn't say I was rolling, so I was
I do need to mark my
testing.
failure.
Mark your failure track, everyone. Always important.
I've got almost 3 full boxes from this session.
Okay, Sindir will try and lead us out of this terrible, terrible forest.
Please.
Okay. Let us see if he can succeed at that process. Unlikely, but we'll try. Because it is a bad forest of terrible things.
We
We
hit! Nice.
Okay, could have been worse. Okay, just mark progress. No. Oh yeah, reach a waypoint, mark progress, and suffer another minus supply. So we need to resupply. Oh shit.
We're at 2.
Yeah. We're at 2 supply. Maybe Asa's able to lead the way out now that we've been in here before, and she kind of learned some of the tricks from the crows that we tried to follow last time. And she gets us out on the other side, but of course it takes much longer than we were expecting, and it's hard to resupply in this foreign forest full of giant things. But making it out on the other side, Sindir will resupply by hunting, so he can add +1. That totally went great last time too. I think last time that made us go around the Vata.
You're gonna do
I
just
get a
fine.
+1? I think I get a +1. Yes. 1. Weak
Nice,
hit.
weak hit.
I'll suffer the momentum. 2 momentum for 2 supply.
I get to 4.
But I get 1 momentum for a hit anyway, so it's not as bad for me. Okay, back up to 4.
I don't even want to roll, but I'm going to.
Ooh, should we try and make camp again?
Oh, that's a great idea. Because we're at 4 now.
I can roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Make camp. I'll be like, I ended up, somehow the flames turned out okay for me. So you guys rest, like make a little fire, hand out some warm, hot water with random leaves that I found, and I give them each to you. Tuck you all in little blankets.
These are just pine needles.
Pine needle tea is a real thing.
I know, that's a real
Drink
thing.
it up. It's good for you.
It's a willow bark. Even better.
Yeah. So, roll supply. Go.
Hey.
A weak hit. All right, everybody choose one.
I will take +1 health.
Yeah, I'll take +1 health.
Yeah.
We need a sojourn again. Oh gosh.
Same. I will also take the health, so I'm not at 0.
Oh.
Sojourn.
Oh, unless you're wounded.
Yeah, I can't. So I'll take +1 spirit. Actually, I'll take momentum.
Okay, undertake a journey again.
Do you want me to heal you?
Troll healing is always fun.
Troll
Roll
healing.
heal. Makes
Yeah.
everything better.
Troll healing makes everything better. Wait. Well, heal.
Real question is, how does Magni heal Solana?
He'll give her a new shadow. I don't know.
I've got acid burns everywhere. Wow. You're
Well,
the best healer.
I am the
And
best
that's
healer.
it.
Except
I
for when it
say-
comes to healing Sindir.
Yeah. So I say,
Yeah, Sindir doesn't work on Sindir.
Solana, the problem is you don't have a shadow. So he just goes and he stands you up and he literally just takes like black dirt and makes a shadow on the ground behind you. It's like, now walk. And you walk away and it stays there, but you feel better.
Love it.
Can't argue with those results.
Clear wounded, take 2 health. Fantastic. Thank you, Magni.
No problem.
The mysterious ways of troll healing work again.
Where did you learn that? That's pretty cool.
I don't remember.
And I'm like,
I
some more
must have come up
tea.
with it.
Yeah. You are pretty...
I will start writing this down and take credit for all of my knowledge.
fantastic.
Write a book.
Alright, I will undertake a journey. Weak hit. Mark 2
Classic.
progress. Suffer 1 supply. Nice. Not too bad.
Okay, what's our waypoint?
Maybe we passed the caravan that was supposed to be coming this way. That we had taken to Frostbridge? No.
No,
Where do we take it? Mornhaven.
Mornhaven.
Yep. We passed that caravan and kind of hail them as they go by, and maybe they can share some of their supply with us and vice versa, so we have different kinds of rations.
And we're like,
Alright.
don't go to Sword Hope, there's no one there.
There's no hope.
We don't tell them about the Forest of Doom that they're about to walk into. They can figure that out on their own.
I think they know to avoid the Forest of Doom.
I think there must be a road around it.
Is
that
it
we-
even
Right.
possible to avoid the Forest of Doom?
The Forest of Doom comes
It-
to you.
It should be. Ah.
Alright,
Okay.
but not bad.
Sindir will undertake a journey to lead us the rest of the way. Ay, ay, ay. Miss!
Oh,
Oh, okay. Way-oh.
You're waylaid.
We
by
are waylaid by a perilous
event.
event.
Pay the price.
A basilisk jumps out.
No!
Oh God. More basilisks.
Donna's like, I think I forgot the Mooncatcher back in the forest.
No, maybe my shadow catches up to us and it's like acting really weird, so we have to like take a detour.
How would it act normal?
It's acting extra weird. Maybe it comes.
Describe a shadow attack to.
We just see it like standing in like a bush. that's like 20 feet away from
Like
us.
haunting us like a
hate
stalker.
that. Oh my
And then
god.
we-
Faceless red stalker.
Holy.
Oh gosh.
and then
I don't know if that's a perilous event.
This is perilous. And then it sees that we see it and it like runs off back from where we came. So what we're waylaid by is that we have to like take a different route to try to lose it.
We gotta shake the
So
shadow.
we could like face danger with Edge or something. I don't know.
Maybe just some bandits get us.
Sean's-
Sounds like I heard everything you've just said, but I'm gonna ignore it and just offer another solution.
Well, okay. How about this?
If the
How about the
bandits are
shadow?
accompanied by the shadow.
What
How
if
about
her
the shadow can
appears
possess things?
and her shadow
So-
is allied by all of our shadows and they turn it against us, Sean?
And we have to fight our own shadows.
We have to go get a
Sure.
new artifact called the Shadow Catcher to catch our
Every
shadows.
RPG like ever has that. Fight your shadow self.
That's true.
If we fight something, I want to do a
I
ritual.
like
Roll-
Sarah's
roll
possession
likely.
idea.
Roll likely.
What's likely?
I think Shadow is likely. If not, bandits.
Okay.
Sean's
okay.
eye roll.
It's a shadow.
Okay,
Yes.
Sean, the Oracle has spoken.
The oracle has spoken.
I mean, I don't mind that much. It's just
All right, Abby, take it
Whatever.
away.
I don't. Whatever we're doing.
We're
Yeah, how
we're
do we fight a
hiking.
shadow?
We're hiking down this trail, and
Okay, no, we're hiking down this trail, and off in the distance you see like, you see this small child that's just like crying next to a bush.
Mm.
This sounds similar. Abby.
Yeah.
She's bringing up past trauma.
What do you do?
What do you do? That's it.
We rescue the child.
You rescue the child. The child has blood red eyes.
We bring that moon catcher and we depossess this child.
Here,
Oh,
child,
okay.
look at this blinding light.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's a
it's
good idea.
It's safe. I did it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
What
I
did
thought
we
you meant
do?
The child was asleep.
Face danger with wits.
Face danger with
Use
wits?
magical artifacts seems to be the.
I can secure an advantage for somebody with Invoke.
Do you have any invoke essence?
Yeah, the way it reads, if you miss, you don't actually take down your essence. I'm still at +2.
Oh.
I don't know if that's an oversight, but I'm playing by the rules as written. Anyway,
Rules as writ.
We are
Uh,
litigious.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. We hit.
Secure an advantage. We hit. Take +1 momentum. Who has the most momentum? I don't think any of us have that much.
I have 5.
3
Oh,
But-
you have the most, Abby. Maybe you should take it. and
I'll
use
take
the
it and
artifact.
roll.
-3.
Moves. Face danger with wits.
Witty, witty, witty.
Yeah.
Strong hit. Nice.
So
You take the moon catcher.
I take the moon catcher.
Wait, I just realized I have a weak hit, so I have to endure stress.
Oh, okay.
2 stress. I am at 0 spirit.
Well, you're still shaken, so. Oh, it comes out of your momentum.
Comes out of my health. My momentum, Sean. Thank you. Well, let me just endure stress real quick.
You're gonna leech someone real fast.
I do need to leech someone real fast. Which is higher, spirit or heart? Heart. Weak hit. I
Nice.
press on.
You press
Thank
on.
God, because I'm shaken and corrupted.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so Solana takes Magni's help and takes the Mooncatcher from Tana and charges energy into it and blasts the shadow out of this child.
Do we think
No
that
children were
destroys
hurt
the
in the making
shadow?
of this film.
It destroys the child. actually.
No. It does
Likely,
not
unlikely.
destroy the
Oh.
shadow.
Kicks it out, though.
Kicks it out.
Yeah.
And it runs away.
Can your shadow talk?
No, it does not have a mouth.
Maybe it
I
could have
don't
talked
know.
through the child.
If it turns in profile, it can open its mouth and you can see it.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And it speaks
Okay.
with your weird voice, Sarah. Your weird corrupted voice.
Because I got rid of my corrupted voice. This is very Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it has your voice and my memories, so.
Was that your Undertake a Journey? Okay, I'll make another one.
Not gotten very far.
We're 4 in, right?
We got through the Forest of Doom, Chun.
Yeah, that's like
That
most
is
of the
the
way.
most important part.
Strong hit!
Strong hit!
Ooh.
Praise.
2 progress. What do you think we reach? What's our waypoint?
Rockhaven? Rockfield.
Rockfield? Yeah, probably. We are really close.
Because then we can sojourn.
We can sojourn. Yeah, let's sojourn. And I have a bond.
Yes. And you
Which-
have
And I have my asset, which is what is it? Empowered. When you sojourn and score, that's when I can reroll, Sean. It's
Yep.
on a sojourn.
Mm.
So if I get a weak hit on a sojourn, I can, or a miss, I can claim the rights of hospitality owed to me by my lineage and reroll. But we'll try it without that first. Because we need all the help we can get. We stroll up, we see our friends at Rockfield, and they say, "You guys
Friends
don't
might
look
be a
so
strong
good."
word.
I mean, we've brought them business. We did them some favors. We saved them from basilisks. We
did.
weak hit.
Weak hit.
I
Can you
can
re-roll
reroll, or we
anything?
can take it.
I'd
Um,
reroll
reroll
a
a
9.
9, yeah. No risk.
But you
Let me see.
rolled really high.
I have to roll all dice again.
Oh.
If you do roll all dice again and add 1, plus 1. So I can roll again, and then this time I get plus 2 instead of just plus 1.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
might
that
be
sounds
worth it.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, you guys look really rough. Maybe they don't recognize us at first. They're like,
Like, that guy
who's this
used to be
girl without a
stoned.
shadow? Yeah, that guy used to be stone, and now he's got this weird scar. And you, Haleth, look sort of familiar. But, like, these other peeps got a little scary look in their eye. And, like, we
Maggie's
don't
like,
remember
I've never
Avaru.
been here before.
Scary look in my eye, yeah.
And I'm like, no, guys, remember? And I say, I'm Haleth. Let me in.
Yeah, maybe they're pretty
modifier?
wary of Tana, too.
Yeah.
No.
Weak hit again.
Okay,
Jeez.
well that's fine. So we just
You
get
just
1.
get to choose 1, yeah.
Mhm.
That's fine.
What is this second paragraph or this third paragraph? I don't understand.
What? Provide aid?
On a hit,
No. On a hit, you and your allies may each focus on one of your chosen recover actions and roll plus heart again.
Yeah, you can choose.
Yeah, so you can do even better at what you are trying to do.
Yeah.
So, like, instead of getting just plus 2 health, you would get plus 4.
Which I guess I will try to do that. Because let's see. Do we
And so
all
we get 2 actions, right? We have
No,
a
only
bond
one
with...
on a weak
No,
hit.
'cause
Yeah,
we
I
have
do.
a
I
bond.
have a
we
bond
get-
with Rockfield.
Oh, I guess we all have a bond with Rockfield?
I specifically don't have a bond with
Except
Yeah,
for...
you don't.
Oh, that sucks for you. I'm gonna take health and spirit. Call it at that.
I'm gonna try to make my health better. Yes.
Wow.
Wait, Sean, you only get one.
We get a bond, so we get one more.
Oh,
I have a bond with them.
I do too.
I think I want to clear a condition, but I want to do this like super special one. Roll hard. See what happens. Roll.
Super special one?
Like,
Oh, you're trying to clear Shaken?
yes, but do the thing where you roll heart and then you get
Mhm.
+2 extra.
Mm.
You're rolling heart for Hearten?
What?
That's the name of the clear the Shaken ability one.
Oh.
You have heart.
Sure.
Just roll.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
On a miss, it goes badly and you lose all benefits.
That's fine. I didn't need it.
How many conditions do you have? All of them?
I don't
Can we heal you?
We can, yeah.
No one's ever offered to.
Well, Haleth just did.
What do I have? Where do I even see those at? Summary? Oh yeah, it's way down. I'm only
At the
shaken
bottom.
and corrupted.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
That's not great.
You can't get rid of Shaken with healing is the only thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Alright, well, we need to press on.
We're like, it's
Um,
been nice. Goodbye, Rockfield.
Do one more journey.
One more. Who wants it?
I can try. Wits is my lowest.
I can do it. It's not. Lead the way again. Weak hit.
Nice. Down to +2 supply, but we're at 8 progress now.
We are at 8 progress.
Do we just want to conclude it?
Yeah, probably. Ooh, strong hit.
Strong hit.
We reached that destination. Choose one. Probably just momentum makes sense. And that is another tick on
Yep.
our
Just marked it, so we're at 7.
escort Tana.
7 is probably enough.
I think 7 is enough.
Okay. Who wants to roll to
I'm scared.
fulfill that vow? I know, I'm scared.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
No, you should definitely not do it.
Okay, hold
Well,
on.
what
What do
does
we
that
roll?
So if you go into the party sheet, there's a fulfill button next to escort Tana, Devada, Homeland, and cleanse artifact, Mooncatcher.
Or we could try and
Okay.
do something in the homeland to get one more tick.
We'll be fine.
I
Famous
say we
last
do it and we
words.
just see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll leave
okay.
it there.
I'll roll. Fulfill.
Okay. Not a
We
miss,
hit.
which is all that matters.
Which is
Okay,
all that
okay.
matters.
Okay.
Which today is all that we care about.
Perfect.
All right.
What
fulfill
happens?
your vow on a weak hit. There is more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. Envision what you discover, then mark experience. Formidable is 2 experience.
2
It was
XP.
only 2 experience.
Yeah, it took a long time.
What the heck? So, what's the difference between a
We
weak
need
and a
to
strong
retcon
hit?
A strong hit would have been 3 experience.
But is that is now clear?
Yeah, that's clear, and then you can swear
Okay.
another iron vow to set things right.
I mean, so that whole vow was part of convincing the Vata to allow the children to stay. So
Right.
we get progress towards that one.
On
Yes.
that one,
Yes.
And that one, so that's 2 progress, and then we can try to end that one too.
We could try to end that one too.
Yes. Do it, Logan. Hit that fulfill button.
I don't want to hit the button.
Hit
It's
it.
your vow.
It's your vow.
You guys are just asking for trouble.
See,
hit.
you're fine.
I would have died if I had minus
So that's
6
another
momentum.
1 experience. So we're
Wow.
at 3 from that.
Right.
So what does this look like? Like, what's the thing? What is...
We get back and we're like, here's your double artifact, take it and keep these children, we're gone. Okay? You're never coming
Never
back.
talk to us again!
It's not us,
Oh.
it's you. Bye.
I think maybe... I mean,
I think
realizing the truth of our quest, like, we learned that there was, like, this initial, like, human-Varu, like, conflict. And maybe it's just that will always be the case, and, like, the children can stay in Frostbridge for now, but, like, that whole
There'll
conflict...
always be conflict
Yeah.
later, yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, just
And-
let the children stay for like 5 years, then you can go round them up. It's
Yeah, yeah,
once
it's kind
they
of the
get
sad
attached
truth
to their parents.
that there'll always be conflict.
yeah.
And maybe that we need to stop being like so distracted by side
Sean.
other missions. Well, yeah, I'm trying to think like it's like almost a pointless quest, so to speak.
Right.
So it's like we need to not be wasting our efforts when we know Malia is moving forward on her agenda, whatever that
we
is.
have almost 2 progress on that vow, Sean.
Yeah, we're-
Almost 2 progress. Hell yeah. So, but I think that is that leg of the journey done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Evka is around, I'm sure.
We reunite with Evka.
Graceless as always.
Best character.
Besides Hope, obviously.
Obviously. Hope's actual best character.
Hope, actual best character.
R.I.P.
so far.
Hope. We're fed on hope.
Ghost, swordfish. New
What
meme.
was this game today?
This is crazy.
I think we're all a little done. That's all.
Yeah, a little loopy.
So with that, I think that'll conclude this like Ironsworn arc. And we're trying to stick to like short little campaigns. So we're gonna move on to something new. So if you have any suggestions, we'd love to hear them. We're considering a bunch and can't decide.
Never,
But
ever.
I guess we'll
So wait, what are the ones we're considering? Name the ones we're
let's
thinking
see.
about.
Yeah,
Tales
that's not
from
a
the
bad idea.
Loop.
That is maybe what we're leaning towards.
Maybe what we're leaning towards. Burning Wheel Fight Club.
Oh, Burning Wheel
Would be
Fight
so
Club.
fun.
Oh, yes. I would love to do that.
Vampire the Masquerade would also be so fun.
Oh, I forgot about Vampire the Masquerade.
I know. There's too many.
Vampire the Masquerade would be fun.
Oh my goodness, it would be a blast.
And what about our little creatures? What would? didn't
Oh,
we
and then
something
Humblewood, which is D&D 5e.
But with a cool
But
kind
with
of
creatures.
reskin as being like a woodland forest.
Yeah.
Like creatures. in a
Reliving my
woodland
Brian
forest.
Jakes days.
I know. See, that's
Being
why
a
I want
land
it so badly.
swordfish.
We could also do a one-shot in Mouse Guard. Chester's one-shot.
Oh yeah, Chester's. Yes, with Mouse Guard.
Yes.
Or a one shot. I've been wanting to do Honey Heist
Mm-hmm.
for a while, so we can be bears trying to get some honey. And yeah, there's always there's millions.
So
maybe
many.
not millions, but there's tons.
Feels like
So many
millions.
fun ones to try.
Yeah.
I like how you said we're trying to stick to short ones, and all I was like is well, y'all keep asking for more Blades in the Dark.
We
so I
just
don't
love Blades in the Dark.
Let's just go to Blades.
We just love Blades in the
I don't
Dark.
think that's gonna end anytime soon.
We just
but-
like being thieves.
Yeah. Maybe if we get
It's good.
Vampire
You
the
enjoy your
Masquerade in here,
characters.
we can have like another campaign that's bad people, and then we'll be satisfied.
Yeah,
We
true.
really
that might
just
be a
like
little
living
too much
out our-
darkness.
Yeah, that's a lot
Vampire
of
the
darkness.
Masquerade's pretty grim too.
What, you think cute bears running around stealing honey is not grim?
Not usually.
It's a berry bear world out
Unless
there.
they're mauling people along the way.
Honey Heist would be really
bear
fun.
gonna.
But yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
in 2 weeks we will decide, and have decided. We will
Or
have
decide
decided.
as we start the session.
Or we'll talk about
No,
it.
because I have to make an overlay, so we will have to have decided in 2 weeks.
Okay.
No.
So in the next, put any votes now or forever hold your peace.
Just let us know. I mean, maybe we should do a poll on Twitter or something and see if anybody has any input, because that might be good. But let us know if you have any opinions, and thanks as always for joining us. We'll see you next week for some heisty times with Sean.
Yeah. Heist.
Bye.
#Blades in the Dark.